Hello and welcome to the fourth round of the UIM E1 World Championship presented by PIF, taking place in Monaco as 10 teams and 20 pilots compete to be champions of the water in 2026. I'm Ben Edwards and with me is former E1 pilot and race winner, jet girl, Anna Glennon. Lots to look forward to, Anna.
Some of the craziest conditions that we've seen so far this season in qualifying yesterday, and it really turned the timetables upside down. So looking forward to the racing here today.
Well, the championship leaders of this going into Monaco, Team Westbrook, and they were very much champions of the water from Dubrovnik last time out. Let's take a look back at their event in Dubrovnik from the mission control with the team itself. The wait is over. We are in Dubrovnik, Croatia, for another weekend of action. The heart of the Adriatic is the third championship destination of the season.
Dubrovnik is by far my favorite location we race at in the E1 series. It's a very beautiful town. You have the old town and it just has a lot of heritage.
It's so slippery.
Don't mind me.
I'm not a good climber, to be honest.
Yay!
As I say to my family, if you want to come to a race, come to Dubrovnik. It's a beautiful venue. We are so excited to be here, leading the championship. Vamos! Yes!
Obviously, coming off the win at Lake Como is absolutely amazing. We are in the lead right now of the standings, and that's a great feeling.
We spent the whole 2025 season without any podium, so coming back to the top step of the podium was really amazing. It was a whole team effort, but Sarah was incredibly fast.
Sarah Price wins final one for Westbrook, taking pole position for the final race.
We always adapt and we always give it our complete best. And in Lake Como, it wasn't like we had the most perfect race. We dealt with everything thrown at us and we ended up on top.
Who's going to actually get into the first corner ahead?
Oh, we've got a lot of carnage.
My goodness.
For the team overall, it was a confidence booster to get the win. The team needed it.
It is over 2 years since this team won and Westbrook take the victory. Lucas Ordonez has done it.
Yes, mate. Yes, P1.
Come on!
We are not thinking on the points at the moment. We are thinking on every race to be consistently in the podium, and that's how you win championships. But it's a long way to go, and we're here in Dubrovnik to do a good job and to fight for a podium finish.
Here we go with Angola Westbrook Racing, the team to watch out for this weekend.
Sarah Price.
Lucas Ordonez.
That's Mexican.
Our team's the one you want to be hanging out with in the paddock, I have to say. We just have the best vibes, the best work ethic. We look the best on the water, I feel like. That red just pops. And then we also just have a good time doing it.
In this season of Westbrook Racing.
Whoa, man. Cabby, we're ready. You're going to be a great actor.
Oh my God!
What do you mean that was the boost you were going to use? You said you were going to do it different. I'm never speaking to you again.
We're very passionate. Coming in with some motivation. We're coming in with some confidence. Throw it on me. We got this. Lucas brings that Spanish passion, which is very heated passion.
I'm a calm guy around the paddock, but when I go racing, I go full attack mode, and when something goes not our way, I get sometimes too angry.
I can't give enough love and shout out to my team because every single person is working really hard to make sure that we are as prepared as possible. We really can't ask for a better formula to make this happen.
So we've just finished Q2. Challenging conditions, again, the course is evolving, keeps changing, but we managed to hook it up and got through to Q3 most importantly. So Sarah's in next, let's see what she's got and if she can do it, and we can get through to Q4.
When I was 8 years old, did I know I would be racing boats? Absolutely not. But I got on a dirt bike and I climbed all through the ranks, where I then turned professional at 16 years old. I didn't have the most normal upbringing. I traveled on the road all around America racing motorcycles, and I had a teacher actually travel to each race with me. I graduated at a race, and now I've been racing cars for many, many years, racing Baja and trophy trucks, UTVs, Can-Ams, and then also now racing with Defender Rally and Dakar Rally. I am totally, right now, in this moment, living my dream.
Time we're aiming for currently is P1 1:20.65. You're up next.
Vamos, Sara.
You'll notice that she took a wider line through that corner
Yeah, it's
compared to some
27.
of the other teams, but she kept the boat very stable.
Yeah, 2 seconds quicker. Come on, Sara.
Yes, 1:17.65.
3 seconds, almost 4. Vamos.
Well done, that was a beautiful lap. 1:17.66. So that means we're through to the next qualifying session.
Oh my god, I did not think that was going to be the time. I seriously at the end messed up too. Oh, that's such a relief.
Sara, she's just fast. She just goes flat out on everything she drives. She gives the 110%, and what really impressed me about her is that she never feels any pressure.
You were the fastest in Sector 1 by far, so we are using a lot the boost, a lot more than them in the Sector 1, and then we lose so much in Sector 2. I don't know.
2?
Yeah, it's crazy. So you were like over 1 second quicker than Sarah. She did a 15.1. You were 1 second quicker in Sector 1, and once you go through to the B buoy, that's where we lose. And in that section, I don't know, they must be using the boat in a different way.
Me and Lucas are the dream team, like for sure as teammates. We have like the same visions and we have the same outlooks when it comes to performance and how we go about the course.
My dad used to love, and he loves racing, he loves cars, and he used to do some rally competition. My brother and myself started to race when we were really young on karting, and then I found my path into simulation with Gran Turismo, winning GT Academy, and then transforming my life into a professional racing career, racing in all around the world, Le Mans 24 Hours, Japan. I retired from car racing, but when I heard first about E1 like 3-4 years ago, I really fall in love, and I wanted to do this as a new chapter in my career.
Lucas Ordonez, very consistent all day. Can he pull a faster time?
Go, 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 all yours.
We're going to see 2 flying laps from each of these teams to establish who is going to set the outright pace here for extra championship points. Well, it's looking pretty good so far through that first sector.
Come on, Lucas, come on, Lucas.
Very smooth through Sector 2 and rounding this corner out really nicely.
Yes. Stay on, stay on. 117, that's pretty good.
Hey, well done, mate. That was a good lap. Nice one to get in the bank.
It's not the fastest overall that we've seen, but it is definitely in the game.
Yeah, it was not a perfect lap. I think I can improve also the push strategy.
Lucas, oh man, he is one of a kind. He's very dedicated and just so in love with racing. And his driving style is just, it's so smooth. He's very precise in everything he does, and he's very methodical. So you can pretty much put him out there in the right mindset and he will blow everyone's foils off.
See what we got. You reckon we'll get the P1?
Well, here we go then. This is going to be fascinating. Can Westbrook go even quicker than they've gone already?
Tight corner there for Westbrook. I think Lucas is really pushing it now.
And you can tell he's pushing.
It's purple.
Ah, back into the second sector.
This is where he's going to make it or break it, is coming around these corners here.
He's already set the pace. It's worth taking a few more risks now.
Nah, he didn't improve his time.
I dropped from the points in the end. The course is changed. The course has changed, guys.
That was a 1:18.7. It looked like you just ran out of a bit of boost at the end there, and we slowed down on the final straight. But yeah, solid lap at the first bit.
Okay, we've got to watch the others now.
There, but still moving out slightly. You know, even if it's a hair.
We can wait together.
Yeah. Shame that last lap. I was better, but then
You were pushing, you could tell.
I fall on the floor.
Yeah, you could tell.
1:19.3 for Team Brady.
Yeah, he didn't get you.
Huh?
He didn't get you.
No?
No?
Really?
Yeah, you're good. Uno more.
One more.
So we've got Drogba next, and this is Tara Pacheco, and she was just a little bit off in that first part.
22.4.
Yeah! P1. P1.
Yeah, number 1 at qualifying. Yay!
No.
No, there you went.
No way.
No, Drogba went.
Oh, Sarah.
Wait, no?
Still okay.
Still okay?
Sarah.
Sorry, oh my god!
Oh my god, Sarah. We were celebrating.
Honest mistake.
Here's the last chance for anyone to try and snatch that top spot. And it is Danny Kloss with Aoki coming across the line at 121.98. So the order remains the same.
Double celebration!
That's a good job, Lucas.
Amazing. Perfect. Sarah, love it. Don't do it.
Oh, now we can celebrate.
Heart Attack City.
Sarah Price was down here celebrating, and Aoki hadn't finished yet, but luckily Lucas still held on.
Don't leave me in charge of format, results, and all that. Just drive the boat.
Really proud to say here we are, winning our first qualifying session in E1. It's been super close. Conditions kept changing all day, so you had to adapt. Both of them pulled it off.
Vamos! We felt really confident and really fast, but tomorrow is another day. Today is only qualifying. We will start first in our first heat, but doesn't mean anything. We have to focus, we have to work with our team tonight to be ready for tomorrow.
We really like this trophy, but we really want the one that is for the overall.
Well, Dubrovnik worked so well for Westbrook Racing because not only did they set the pace in the qualifying, they also did the job in the racing itself and took the victory to take on the championship lead. Westbrook only the second team in E1 history to win back-to-back races with the victory they then took in Dubrovnik after having won at Lake Como the time before. So absolutely superb, and now they are leading the championship, as you can see, on 101 points, ahead of Team Brady that has won the championship for the last 2 years. Further down the list, we've got the likes of Team Blue Rising and Team Monaco, who are at their home event. But in third place, Alula are actually doing a really good job this year. 2 times they finished third, 1 time finished fourth. Very, very consistent. Let's look back at their season. Currently running third overall in the championship, Team Alula. They've been in all 3 finals this year. They are definitely one to keep an eye on.
Being the second year in Team Alula, we've obviously come a long way. We've been doing a lot of data lookbacks from last year, and you know, Nerea being new to the team, we've been kind of just putting a whole group together that I feel like is just really working out.
It is Alula that have taken the pole position.
Yeah, let's go!
Me and Rusty, we have more experience now in the boat, so we are going faster and faster. And of course, the team is much more stronger and much more organized than last year.
Who's going to finish third?
Rusty Wyatt was coming in on the short lap. Is he going to make it?
Come on. Oh, I think.
Oh my goodness, we're going to have to revisit that.
Hey, you were way back and you fought back to fourth. I get it. We run at that podium, but dude, you still fought hard. It shows you can fight.
You know, really the whole grid is been successful in many different ways, and you know, that's a cool thing I think about E1 now is everybody's so close.
So we have Westbrook and Brady in front, and then we have Aoki before. So we will try to keep in front and do good results to don't lose the position.
You're catching. Come on, push. Vamos, vamos.
We haven't won a race yet. We've got a pole. We've gotten a couple podiums. That's kind of just our thing.
Nerea Marti getting through into that third position.
The goal for the team, I will say, is to finish top 3 and be consistent.
And follow that white water and bring it home. Come on, Nerea. Push where you can. You're almost there. Checkered flags in the air. I'm tasting champagne.
And Alula finishing in third.
Vamos! Vamos!
There's still lots of racing left to go, but feeling very confident.
Nice job. Beautiful.
Team Alula with team owner LeBron James doing a really good job. Anna, what are your thoughts? They're in their second season of doing E1 and they are proving to be consistent.
My thoughts are that these guys are kind of the dark horses. They're a little bit sneaky this season. You know, they came in the first season quietly. We didn't see a ton from them. And now here we are in their second season, and they have just consistently and quietly and honestly quite politely kind of been on podiums all season long. And I think these are the guys that you really have to watch out for, because if the championship leaders have a bad weekend, these are the guys that are going to slide in and steal those points and potentially be a threat to the championship.
Nerea Marti competing with them, and Rusty Wyatt. So for Nerea, she's still learning a lot because she's not done that much in E1 yet, whereas Rusty a bit more experience and powerboats is his history as well, isn't it?
They make a good team because Rusty has that watercraft background. I remember when Team Alula first debuted and we heard that Rusty Wyatt was going to be the male pilot, and I remember everybody in the paddock nervous because he had just come off a really successful stint in F1 powerboats, and everybody was scared that this guy was going to come in and be a huge problem. And he was initially. They came in and were like the first fastest qualifiers at their first event. So Rusty definitely has the background and the skill, and I think a lot of it is just about how they're adapting throughout the season and how quickly that Nerea has adapted as well. You know, looking at the other newer pilots that have come in, I think her trajectory has been the most successful as far as how quickly she's taken to the boat, how quickly she's taken to the strategy and the conditions. And I think a lot of that has to do with her partner. You know, getting good information, good support, the team being supportive, that is what will help a pilot grow quickly. And some of these other pilots that have come in from other backgrounds have struggled. And I think some of that just has to do with the foundation.
Well, we shall see how it goes this weekend in Monaco. Their qualifying was not the best, but we've got lots of racing now to go through to see how it is. They will be in that first race with Nerea Marti competing, and we will see races 1 and 2. And then they will swap over to their other pilots for races 3 and 4, and then it's crucial to either win or be in the top 4 in each of those, because if you drop down to the bottom there, you will be going off to the place race. Let's go back down now and join Taylor.
Well, as we know in racing, this is not just pilot 1, pilot 2 doing all the work. I'm here at Mission Control, and this is where half of the magic really happens. So many members are on a team. Here in Mission Control, they can have a maximum of 3 people. We can see that vary a little bit. Team Aoki hasn't shown up just yet, but as we see over here, Team Blue Rising, there's only one guy behind the helm right now. That's because John Peters is their team principal. But things vary. As you can see, each team kind of has their own things going on. I talk to these guys a lot, Barney and Jasmine here. Putting in the work, what kind of data are you looking at?
Well, we've just had the start practice session, so that's the focus for the moment. Obviously, that's a key part of the race, and so we're just analysing the data that we collected in that previous session and making a plan for the race.
Making a plan for a race. Nobody ever wants to tell me the strategy, right, Jasmine?
Absolutely. That's the secret.
Top secret stuff. So this is where I like to come and just kind of get a feel for things. Team Brady is always here in full force. They've got lots of computers, lots of data that they're looking at. Right now they've turned it all off, and this one is pretty good. I don't know if you guys can see this. Scoot over. I don't know if you can zoom in on this. It says, how to make your boat go faster. Use these 8 tips to get more speed from your boat. So this is really, really high-tech stuff. I'm just kidding. You guys probably did this for my.
We've also got ChatGPT up here as well, telling us how to do better. So yeah, we're always trying to improve.
You guys are just having a little bit of fun up here, aren't you?
Yeah, we try to have some fun, and hopefully we can win at the same time.
I love it. Well, thanks for showing me all these secrets. I hope I didn't spoil it for the rest of the teams.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, just in case you're wondering how to make your boat go faster, Team Brady has got all the knowledge here on the boating websites. But as we move down the line, as we can see, these guys are set up in order of championship. So Westbrook Racing is now taking this top spot here on the corner. What you don't get to watch is the racing. They've kind of got it blocked off from the shade, but such a cool thing to see, to really see all the data behind what goes on. You know, obviously we enjoy the racing, but coming behind the scenes, getting a little bit of look at what the engineers and the team principals get to do is really quite fascinating. So I'm going to stay here for a little bit, see what kind of data and strategy I can gather, but I doubt they'll give me any insight into what everybody's secret strategy is here on race day.
Thank you, Taylor. Really interesting to see how that is all coming together. And of course, the competition building up as we go into the actual races today. Qualifying showed us certain elements, and it was wonderful to see Team Monaco in their first ever season of E1 actually taking the top spot in qualifying and scoring 3 points as a result of that. It's actually moved them up 1 place in the championship as well.
Absolutely. I don't want to say it was a surprise. I think we knew these guys were coming up through the ranks. They've been fast all season. They have a great foundation because these are not 2 new pilots. They have a great foundation with Owen Duncan as the female pilot and then Max coming in as the new pilot. So I think they had it in them, but for it to all come together here, I think has been very magic for them.
Absolutely. And when we get into this first race, it is going to be Monaco on pole, and it's Max Noche who is going to be competing in that first race, and he caught up with Taylor just a little bit earlier.
Noche, Team Monaco has done it in the hometown. Qualifying was absolutely stellar for your team. Oben went out there and just shot straight to the top in qualifying. That had to boost the morale of your entire team yesterday to get that result.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yesterday was a great day for us. I mean, we did Q2 first place, Q3 first place, Q4 first place, so it was a pretty solid day. I hope today we can align everything and put the best performance. But I mean, trust me, I'm gonna push hard to accomplish this, especially here in our home race.
Where are you finding that speed from? I know different things differentiate between the boats, the strategies, but where are you finding that speed?
But actually, I mean, it is our first year as a team. So actually from Jeddah, we are working so hard in data and trying to understand the boat. I think here we put another step forward. And what we find on the data from Dubrovnik till here is working quite well. So actually I think we have like a good strategy in place for today. So we will see at the end of the day.
I know you won't tell me any of your strategies that you have going on, but what is the pressure like having this be your hometown race? Do you feel like it's elevated?
Yeah, actually it's like extra pressure, but it's always like extra pushing you. I was like, I'm feeling like very like, all the people here and the fans just pushing us, and it's such a great vibe.
Well, best of luck, Max.
Thank you.
Well, Max Noche doing a great job, but the whole team doing it superbly because they took the qualifying. Max was fastest in Q3, but it's Q4. You have to then pass on to your other pilot, and it was Oben Duncan who also then set fastest lap to actually get that top qualifying spot.
Yeah, all day long they were both very fast, but it was Oben, I think, who was consistently very fast and was probably relaying that information back to Max so that between the two of them they could have a great performance. And that last qualifying session was not without drama because we saw Team Monaco with Oben Duncan go out and set actually a very slow lap time. And for a moment we thought maybe it wasn't going to be the day for them. And then we find out that one of the smart marks has broken loose and drifted off. So it was more than likely that that rogue smart mark had messed with her time. So seeing that kind of reset and allowed them to make another go of it, and that particular lap that she hadn't done as well in, the Racebird was out of the water, the propeller was spinning to the moon. So I think for them it was a little bit of a blessing, but I don't think it should distract from the fact that they were both fast.
It was lovely to see them celebrating taking that top spot in qualifying. Real achievement. First time they've done that. This is their first season, of course, as a team, not for the pilots. They've competed in E1, but this is a great opportunity for the team at Monaco to take top qualifying. Whether they're going to win today, that's another question, of course. And when we get into the first race coming up, they will be up against Team Brady, which, of course, is a multiple champions in the last couple of years. Emma Kimmelainen will be up against Team Monaco in this first race, and Taylor caught up with Emma just a little bit earlier.
Emma Kimmelainen, Team Brady came out yesterday. You didn't have the exact result that you wanted, but you still made it into Q4, still showing that you're a top competitor. I know you guys wanted that Q1 position, but as we know, today is anybody's game. What's it going to take today?
Well, the conditions are going to be really tough today, to be honest. So I think it's just who survives the best and whose boat is surviving as well today. The result yesterday wasn't what we wanted, but at the same time, we barely got through from the first qualification. So getting into Q4 was actually really nice. And we found speed, during the day. And we are very hopeful today.
You definitely found the speed. I watched one of the laps there. You just came out and you were absolutely focused and you had that great pace. How do you shift your mindset to kind of overcome these things when the conditions are tough or the boat's not working exactly how you want it to?
No, well, it's E1. The only constant is change. So, whether it's the conditions, whether it's the speed of the boat, things are all the time evolving, changing, and you just gotta be really good at just taking it as it is and improving all the time and, thinking outside the box. Our team is just extremely good at that. Like every individual in the team is just so good at solving problems. So I think that's our strength.
That's definitely what it takes to make it far here. Things are changing throughout the season. Who do you think, which team is your top competitor right now?
Well, that's tough because, you know, like Monaco has just found some incredible speed this weekend, and they look really good. And obviously Westbrook, even though they didn't have the speed yesterday to come on to the last quali session, it doesn't mean that they wouldn't be good today. So like anyone can surprise really, and it's all about who handles the pressure and the conditions best today.
Very well said. Thank you, Emma.
Thanks.
Well, we are building up towards the opening races of today, and Team Brady will be in that with Emma Kymäläinen. She will hand over to Sam Coleman for race 3. Anna, Team Brady are always ones to watch because they're always very successful, aren't they?
Absolutely. I think Brady is one of the teams that even everybody on the grid is constantly keeping an eye on these guys. And if they ever run into any issues, everyone kind of gets a little bit excited. So I think seeing them narrowly make their way out of Q1 yesterday, I would imagine the other pilots got a little bit excited, hoping they're having some trouble. But they're very good at rallying and turning things around. So I expect them to be a threat today.
I agree. No, it's going to be a big battle going into this. We are in the 4th round of the championship and looking forward to the first series of races to determine who's going to make it. So let's take a little bit more look at the lineup for the grid. Starting furthest away will be Team Miami, the team owned by team owner Mark Anthony. Then we have Alula. LeBron James is the man behind that. Team Aoki, Steve Aoki looks after that team. Team Brady, as we know, it's Tom Brady, the football quarterback, who's such a star there. And then we have Team Monaco that will be lining up in that pole position. Effectively, the inside line will give them that advantage. So, Team Miami, it's Timmy Hansen, the 33-year-old Swedish pilot.
Timmy looked okay yesterday, but I definitely think that the lap time reflected that he's not quite where he wants to be. But out of the 2 pilots, I think Timmy's looking pretty good.
For Team Alula, they will be starting from 4th, and it's Nerea Marti, the 24-year-old Spanish pilot.
It definitely looked like they had some trouble yesterday, but at the last race, Nerea came in very clutch at the end, so I think she could be a threat in this race.
And she's gaining more information all the time, isn't she? Starting from 3rd place, we have Aoki Racing, and it's Dani Kloss, the 37-year-old Spanish pilot.
They won early on in the year, but it's very clear that they've been struggling with technical issues and adaptability, so I'm hoping Dani can turn things around for the team today.
Indeed. And then we have Team Brady. As we mentioned, it's Emma Kymäläinen. She's always very impressive.
One of the nicest on the grid, but also one of the fiercest. She can definitely be a bully on the racetrack, and everybody needs to watch their back.
Some of the conditions can be challenging here at Monaco, as we've seen in qualifying, but it is Team Monaco that has taken that top spot, and it's Max Nochet, the 32-year-old French pilot, who's going to take this one.
In his debut season, he's done very well, and they've continued to build momentum, so I'm looking forward to seeing how they do here today at their home race.
Will Monaco win in Monaco this weekend? That's the big question, of course. So let's take a look at the layout of the racing that we are looking forward to.
Yesterday in qualifying, we noticed that a lot of the pilots were struggling with the 2 very long straightaways. Here, you may see some of the pilots have a little bit of trouble. They were doing okay in the corners, but this was the most difficult sector on the track here. The shift in the waves was causing a lot of the pilots to fall off the foils and lose a lot of time. So I think we're going to be seeing a lot of passes there and a lot of carnage.
So they'll be doing the race lap. They'll have to do 1 short lap and 1 long lap as well in each of these races. Right, we are getting ready for the start then of this one. So closest to us, Monaco, because they have that pole position. Team Brady next alongside them. Team Aoki effectively in 3rd place. As you can move to the outside, you've got Alula and Miami. It's up to them when to go for it.
Absolutely. It looks like some of them are taking off a little bit early to try and get some momentum when they're crossing the finish line. It's really critical when they cross the start to have the boat as flat as possible. Things are looking pretty good. I don't think we're going to see any jump starts.
Good timing as they cross the line, and actually it's a pretty good start from Team Monaco on the inside. Having that advantage of qualifying, you've got that inside line going towards the first corner. Team Brady, though, right alongside.
Monaco absolutely has the advantage being on the inside here, but Brady, Aoki, and Alula is actually way out front, but Alula really needs to get out front to take advantage when they're coming from the inside like that. Things are looking pretty good for Team Brady right now.
And they're into the stage now where you can cut across.
It looks like Aoki held on to their boost until the very last second, helped them jump out ahead, and then we have Miami trailing behind, but it looks like Timmy Hansen's trying to cut on the inside there, making things difficult for what looks like Team Brady.
Yeah, absolutely. But Team Brady taking that wide line and actually is working on the exit, because now getting a little bit of an advantage.
Yes, it looks like, actually that is Team Alula that has snuck up the outside there.
Oh, yes.
Brady is still trailing back, but they do have time. This is only the first lap, Ben. There's going to be a lot that happens here, but right now, looking very good for Max, who's got a big lead in that clean water.
Yeah, you're right. Alula, Nerea Marti's done a great job there, but for Max Noche, getting away from that qualifying top spot, that has really helped as he's riding on board with Team Brady, and Team Brady with Emma Kymäläinen trying to make some progress here, because actually she has dropped back a bit. I'm surprised, because she made a good start.
Emma Kymäläinen really needs to close the door on Timmy Hansen. Yep, and she did. Otherwise, he might have been able to sneak up her inside. So we see Emma Kymäläinen slide into fourth, Timmy slide back. But with those strategy laps now available as they finish this lap, we could see some of the people in the back move to the front. But right now, Max needs to run for his life so he can make as big of a gap as possible as we start working on these strategy laps.
You're on board with him now, with Max Noche, who's leading this, and with a decent advantage, as you say, with over 3.5 seconds advantage. Let's take a look, and we'll see. Right, he's going for the standard lap at the moment. If he does go for a short lap, we won't know that until later. But the long lap, is anybody going for the long lap?
It looks like Aoki may be opting for the long lap now, which I think is smart. They're the only ones that have taken the long lap on the first lap, which means they no longer have to take it so long as there's no other penalties. So good move by Danny Close and the team to take that now, because that may help catapult them to the front later on.
Team Brady having a bit of a battle still at the moment, and actually it looks like Miami, they're still side by side. Miami's got ahead.
That move from Emma, though, really reflects how the boats are handling. She was able to really easily cross behind Timmy's wake there, so she's still in the game here, and she still has some strategy laps left.
Monaco has gone for the short lap already, so when you do a short lap, it's quite a late turn coming to the inside, as you can see, whereas Alula on the regular lap here. So you just do one short lap in each of these races, but Team Monaco making the most of it. Now, for Emma Kymäläinen, this is proving to be a bit of a challenge, and we don't know where it will be with Aoki, because they have done a different lap so far.
What's really impressive, though, with Team Brady right now is that they're right behind Team Miami in all that turbulent water, and they're still all over these guys. So I don't know if Miami's having trouble or if Brady's just doing really well, because typically when you get behind another boat like that, you just get left behind. So maybe she'll be able to make that work.
We've got a penalty for Alula for a jump start, apparently, so they have to do an extra long lap.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Nerea Marti. That means she's going to have to do that long lap 2 times in this race, because she has not taken it yet. So that could ultimately bump her back pretty far, but we have seen teams still do well despite having that.
Oh, that is a blow for Nerea Marti, but obviously they've been looking back at it. You're riding on board with Nerea Marti, and she has got the long lap penalty. Whether she's heard from her team, she probably has done by now, because they have to inform her. Right now it's still Monaco, Max Noche. Alula will lose out by doing an extra long lap.
Emma Kymäläinen has moved up into 3rd, and she still has her short lap and long lap available. So if they take the long lap sooner rather than later and save that short lap to the end, that could work in their favor.
It's going to be a bit unpredictable, isn't it? Because Miami's done the long lap now as well. So, yeah, the battle between Team Miami and Team Brady was very close. Now it's spaced out a bit, but now we're seeing some other changes. Aoki on the short lap. So Aoki getting everything done effectively quite early on. It's your decision as to whether you do it early or late.
I personally think it's always smart to kind of keep the short lap in the back pocket until the end, just in case there's some switch-ups. But I do think Aoki's in a good place right now, because Danny has really set some good pace, so I don't think he's going to lose a lot of time. We do see Nerea taking the first of her 2 long laps, so we have seen in the past people get penalties and have to take extra long laps and still make it out of the race, so we'll see what happens. But we do have Alula and Aoki coming together right now out of this merge. I do think Danny's going to close off that pass.
Yeah, we shall see how this goes. That is good. She's got to do another long lap as well, as you say. And Max Noche is still very much in control, as Aoki getting into a real bounce there.
So Emma Kymäläinen took the long lap already, and she just slid in directly behind Team Miami, but neither of them have taken the short lap yet. So I think right now Emma Kymäläinen's gaining majorly on Timmy Hansen. They really have that boat hooked up really well. It looks like the Brady boat is just faster. I think they have it hooked up really nicely, but Right now, she's not in a good position to get around him, and they both have that short lap, so they could stay in this position.
Absolutely. This is so important too, because being down in 5th place is a real challenge. Team Brady doing the short lap now.
No, Emma Kimi-Lainen. Oh, there could be a penalty for that. I'm not sure. Emma Kimi-Lainen looked like she was going to take the short lap and then bailed out of it at the last second. I'm not sure if that was a communication issue with her team or if she got lost, but I'm hoping they don't see a penalty for that, but it is possible.
Okay, well that's interesting, although I don't think she clipped the wrong side of anything, did she? But it was just in time she turned back. So for Monaco, it is definitely looking very promising for the win in this one, but this is tough for Team Brady. And remember, you won't lose a bad position here in this race. When you move on to your other pilot, though, they're going to have to deliver and not finish last, otherwise they will not get to the finals.
Absolutely. So I think Monaco's in a good position. They had the right idea to take the short lap early on and try and extend this lead as much as possible so that when Max finally opts to take the long lap, he should hopefully have enough space between him and the rest of the pack. You can see in the back, Emma Kimi-Lainen is just fighting for her life behind Timmy Hansen. I think that she's just having issues getting caught up in his wake. But in the final lap, she's going to have to make a tough decision on this short lap. If Timmy opts to take it now, Emma's going to get stuck where she's at. If she's able to take it before Timmy, then she's going to be in a good spot.
In the meantime, Max Nochet is doing a great job for Team Monaco, opening up the advantage and very comfortably out in front at this stage, but has to do the long lap.
He's taking it right now. I think they're in a good spot.
Yeah, so we shall see. Long lap for Monaco, and we've got the short lap for Team Brady. It has got ahead of Miami, but we are still waiting for Timmy Hansen to do a short lap next time around.
Absolutely. I'm not sure if Timmy will be able to get back around Emma Kimi-Lainen since he waited for that, because she won't have to take another long lap, but if she keeps her pace up, I think she should be okay, but we'll see. Looking good for Monaco, though. They just took the long lap and they stayed out ahead of Aoki with a good gap, so looking really good for Max and Team Monaco.
Yeah, this has been very, very well done by Max Nochet. Superb.
Nerea has just taken her additional long lap. I think it's going to be tight with Alula and Miami, but I think Nerea may have lost this position, unfortunately.
Absolutely, I think you're right. But what we are going to see is Miami then doing the short lap. And is Timmy Hansen going to get back in front of Emma Kimi-Lainen? We're going to have a battle right to the line.
I think so. I think it's going to be a tough one. You know, the short lap is a lot shorter, but Emma is carrying a lot of speed right now, so it's going to come down to the wire and the drive to the end.
So Monaco coming up ready to complete this race, and Team Monaco in fantastic form here, absolutely superb and taking the victory. But who is going to be behind the short lap now going for Timmy Hansen, and it is going to get him out ahead of Emma Kimi-Lainen. So Team Miami finishing in 3rd place, Team Brady in 4th, and Alula with that extra long lap they had to do, the penalty, Nerea Marti down in 5th.
Yeah, I think Timmy got a little lucky at the end there. The speed that Emma was carrying out of that last corner was insane. I think they really have the boat hooked up well. I don't know if that's prop choice or what, but it looked very good. Very unfortunate for Team Alula, though. They were definitely having a hard time with those extra penalty laps.
So this race now sets up the grid for the next race, where they swap pilots, and it is the next race. It is absolutely crucial, because the winner of the next race will go straight through to the final. The loser of this next race, of that version with these same teams, don't forget we will see a different race in the meantime with the other teams, but when these teams come back out with their other pilots, whoever finishes last, they will be going to the place race.
Hey Max, Anna and TV, you had a commanding lead in that race, but it looked like you were a little behind on the start. How did that break down for you?
But yeah, strategies went weaker on the first straight, then after I could catch up.
Hey Max, Anna and TV here. It looked like you had a little bit of a rough start, but you commanded that entire race. Can you give us a quick breakdown?
Well, we're just struggling to pick up a little bit there, but that's often the case. We will get to speak to the pilots quite often as they come back in. But nonetheless, that is a great start of the day for Monaco. But remember, it is the next race, which will be race 3 for this team. Our next race that we're actually going to be seeing is the first race for the next group of teams, the other 5 teams. and then they will also do a pilot swap. So it is an important start. This first race for both sets of teams gives them a much clearer idea of how the water is today, because it was very challenging in qualifying yesterday.
I don't want to say that the first race of the day doesn't count. In a way it doesn't, because they're setting up for this second race, and it's really going to be all on that second pilot to get them into the finals. So it's hard to say, but I do also think that we saw the conditions change pretty drastically throughout the day yesterday. So I think a lot of the data that they just got in this particular race may not, again, matter as much as the day progresses, because things are changing so drastically. But the more time you spend in the boat, the better. I think today the pilot choices are going to be really critical. You know, having your heavy hitter in the second race of the group stages is really critical, because they could catapult you straight into the finals. So I'm curious to see how things shake out in this next race.
I agree. Yes, it is always unpredictable to know how it's going to go. And of course, the start positions will be varied compared to that result that we had in that last race going into the next one. And so Team Alula, sadly, will be starting from way outside in the second race, but it doesn't mean that they can't still do a decent job, because they seem to have some decent pace, didn't they?
Absolutely. It's good that they get that out of their system now, because it's not effectively going to hurt their day, hopefully. And like I said earlier, having kind of the heavy hitter in the second seat, you know, Rusty and Nerea are pretty evenly matched, but I would say at this point, Rusty probably still is the heavy hitter, at least in terms of water experience. And if somebody is going to be able to navigate their way from that outside gate, I think it's going to be Rusty Wyatt.
Okay, well, it's going to be very interesting to see. Let's take a look at the results of that Race 1 Group A. So Monaco, the winner with Max Noche. Second went to Danny Kloss with Aoki. Third, Timmy Hansen doing a good job to hold on to that third place, beating Emma Kymäläinen. Team Brady surprisingly struggling a little bit in that race. And Team Alula, after that initial start, but getting a penalty for a mistake at the start. So we'll start in fifth, but it'll be Rusty Wyatt who will have the job then of trying to make sure they get a decent run.
Looking at the start here, it was actually, I was kind of surprised that Nerea jumped the start here. It looked pretty even to me, but you can see she kind of backed off at the end there, so maybe they were aware that they were out a little too close, but I think it was very close. She was really neck to neck with Emma Kymäläinen and Team Brady, so I think Brady may have narrowly escaped getting a penalty there. And interestingly enough, Miami tried to start a lot further out, and it really didn't give them any advantage.
Yeah, Nerea Marti, she almost got this absolutely right, but I think you're right, just a fraction. She must have just gone a fraction over. It's a shame, because it was actually a good start. If only she'd been a fraction off. As you say, maybe she backed off a little bit there.
And I think Team Monaco didn't quite have the speed that everyone else had, but they were in that kind of sacred first gate, and that allowed them to have the best possible position.
So what happened to Team Brady there? Because, was there a bit of an error or something going on? Because I wondered...
Man, I'm not sure. That actually didn't look like a pilot choice. It looked like maybe she snagged the foil there and kind of got pulled sideways, but she did manage to make it out. I don't know. That's hard to say. I thought at first that she was trying to go into the short lap there, but yeah, I'm going to say she bailed out of the short lap there. It looked like, based on the angle when she chose to turn left, I think that she was thinking she was going to the short lap and changed her mind there. So I think maybe she was just, you know, caught up in Timmy Hansen's wake there and kind of forgot where she was going, but hopefully we'll speak to her later and see.
Yeah, but what a very impressive run it was by Max, who took the victory, and for the team that have taken the top performance in qualifying as well. That has been a very, very good start for Team Monaco. Absolutely perfect, but can they make it work? We shall see when it will be handed over to Oban Duncan, and she's been very consistent throughout this weekend for Monaco as well. So she will have the chance to try and take a win, and if she does, go straight to the final. So the teams that have done the first race are now back, and what we are waiting for is this second set of teams to come out for race 2 in Group B. So we've seen the Group A races, we'll see the Group B teams, which are Blue Rising, Drogba, Westbrook, Sierra, and Rafa. Those are the teams that will be coming out shortly, getting ready for their first race. And then same again, however they finish that first race, they will swap over to that other pilots, and then it will be the defining race to determine who immediately gets to the final, who immediately gets pushed out of the final and goes to the place race, and the rest of them will go to the race off to make sure they try and get to the final.
Like I mentioned earlier, this first race is all about providing a good opportunity for the second pilot to get you into the final. So, strategy can be mixed here, but a lot of times we see the pilot with the slower lap time going in the first one and setting the second one up to hopefully win so that they can go straight into the final. So we'll see. But at the same time, you run the risk of having your slower pilot end up in the final that really counts if you start in that particular order. So it's really interesting to see what the teams choose based on yesterday's lap times and pilot comfort. So we'll see what happens in this next race, Ben.
Yeah, we will. We saw Chris Lazaraga there, the Rafa pilot, but it's not her that's competing in this next race. It is her teammate Tom Schaap who is competing for Rafa. They struggled a bit in qualifying yesterday. We shall see how they get on, because they've had a bit of an up and down time, haven't they? They were 4th overall in Dubrovnik last time out, but they were 10th overall in Lake Como. So we'll just have to see.
It's definitely been a tough season for them. They're struggling coming back from their big crash last year, so hopefully they can do a little bit better today.
Lots to look forward to as we are getting ready for more coming up here. So we are looking forward to more action at Monaco in the UIM E1 World Championship presented by PIF. Let's go down to Taylor, who's with Kyle Kuzma.
Well, I've made my way to the Ocean Club here at the beautiful Yacht Club Monaco, and I found Kyle Kuzma. Kyle, first of all, welcome to Monaco. Quite the setting. How are you enjoying it so far?
Other than the heat, it's a fabulous time here. Monaco is always a special place for me. I've been here many, many times, many years, and first time for E1. So it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
It absolutely is going to be an incredible race. Your team has had to work pretty hard this season to earn those points. How do you find that you keep them motivated?
Well, it's all about a process, and I think obviously this is our first year, and you always have first year hiccups where it's really like discovery mode, and you're trying to figure out what worked, what doesn't, how does your boat go, how does your team work together, and it's all part of the process. So I think that's the good part about it, and we're all aligned with that. And it's about getting better every single race to where next year we're hitting the ground running. So.
Progress like that is so important, but so is teamwork. As you know, in any sport, it really isn't just one person out there. It takes an entire team, a lot of people behind the scenes making it happen. Where do you feel like your role is fitting in? Is it motivator? Is it inspirer? Is it what do you feel like you add best to the team?
I just think perspective. I think that's the biggest thing. Obviously, being an athlete and doing it for almost a decade in the NBA, I've kind of seen, winning. I've seen losing. I've seen development, I've seen process. So I think adding that aspect to it is super, super important, especially when you have the dog days and when you have success. It's all about trying to be even keel, and, bringing that perspective is vital. So.
I love that. And you coming from a different sports background, you obviously have two incredible pilots. One is super well-versed in boats. The other is well-versed behind cars, rally cars. So you've kind of got perspective from everybody. So I'm sure they enjoy hearing that. What kind of advice would you give them here today on race day?
Obviously, it's all about results at the end of the day. And, through struggles, you still want to be on the podium. You still want to have a chance to elevate, and it's all about staying focused and even kill. You can't be too high, too low, because it's a long day, and you can have a great qualifying, or you can have, a pretty solid race, but you got to finish strong. So
that's right. Consistency is key. Well, thank you so much for chatting with me today, and I'll leave you to enjoy the Ocean Club.
Of course. Appreciate it. AC now.
AC. Back to the AC. Thank you, Kyle.
Great to hear from Kyle Kuzma. Team Rafa, by the way, having a bit of a tough time this weekend. They qualified slowest. Taylor caught up with Chris Lazaraga to find out more.
Chris, this was not the qualifying day you wanted to see. Team Rafa is such a strong, such a fast team, but the qualifying didn't go the way you wanted. But as we know in the past from E1 racing, qualifying day has A very small effect when it comes time for racing. What do you guys need to do to get back into the top spots?
I wish I had that answer. We don't have it, unfortunately. This season is being very hard. But well, I think that something that defines Team Rafa is that the harder the things get, the more that we work. So that's what we will do today. We will fight. We have learned that from Rafa, and that's what we're here for.
You and Tom are really fierce competitors out there. What have you learned from each other when it comes time to really deal with that intense pressure?
We've learned that we have to work together. I think, it's the moment to do that team up, no? So that's what we're doing. We are trying to help each other to get the boat to perform as best as it can, regarding the mechanical issues that we have. But well, we're here to fight, so.
You're here to fight, but tell me how difficult the season has been so far.
It's very difficult, sportively, emotionally. We come from a very good position. No? We were vice world champions last year. So to have a season like this is very, very difficult. But we are trying to keep the mood up, and keep fighting.
What's the best you can hope for today?
I have no expectations at all. So whatever happens, I will take it as a good position.
Wonderful. Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.
We will soon be finding out how Team Rafa get on, because they are on the grid for the next one. Team Rafa with team owner Rafael Nadal, Sierra with Kyle Kuzner, team owner Westbrook with Will Smith, Drogba with Didier Drogba, and Blue Rising from the top spot, Virat Kohli, the team owner of that one. So, Team Rafa, they are got some work to do here today.
Tom was pilot of the day under Dubrovnik because he single-handedly dragged his team to the final, and with the strategy laps in play, I think he could potentially do that again today.
Team Sierra, and for this first race, it's Eric Stark who will be doing the competition.
Things have been really up and down for these guys. They've had some technical issues, but Eric has the water experience to navigate his way through the pack if they do land near the back.
Team Westbrook starting from third place, and it's Lucas Ordonez. They have had such a successful season.
Hoping that Lucas can reset from yesterday's struggles in qualifying. They've been super consistent. I think they can make that happen.
And Team Drogba starting second. This is a good one. Tara Pacheco, the Spanish pilot, she'll be doing it.
Tara had a rough start to the season, but yesterday was one of her best days so far. Hopefully she can take that momentum to a good race finish today.
And then on the top spot, having been second qualifying, it is Michelle Alabedan who will be starting this one.
Bumpy start to the season for Michelle. Things are starting to look up. I think we could see a comeback from Team Blue Rising today. Hopefully, we're looking forward to a good race.
She will be handing over, of course, to John Peters in the second race, so she'll still want to try and get a good position here. And the race is underway already. Race 2, Group B, the second set of teams. And from that pole position, Blue Rising trying to make a good start. And it's working well so far.
Flying start for Blue Rising, but it looks like Drogba may have held on to their boost until the end here. Tara Pacheco might be able to make a late swing here as Michelle runs out of boost, Tara takes over the race here. Let's see if she can hang on to it.
That was clever from Tara Pacheco to move into the lead for Team Drogba. A bit of a battle going at the back. Sierra taking an inside line. Westbrook. Yeah.
Way in the back here, but let's not count them out just yet. There's still plenty of time. Lots of position changes can happen in this first couple corners here, but right now looking very good for Tara Pacheco.
You're on board with Westbrook, and this is a bit of a surprise, as you say, to see Lucas Ordonez down here.
Very big rollers they were coming into there, already past Team Sierra.
Yep.
So looking good for Westbrook. Rafa's still maintaining that third place. Let's see how Tom's looking today. Tom's making some pretty aggressive moves around that corner there, but it looks like the rough conditions are starting to pick up. I think we're going to see some interesting changes in play.
You're looking at the side-by-side battle between Team Sierra and Team Westbrook down at the back.
Rafa has moved into second. Michelle's sliding backwards. Not sure what's going on there after that huge start, but looking very good for Team Rafa. Like I said earlier, if anybody can make a slow boat fast, it is Tom Schaap.
The conditions, everybody trying to get used to straight away, of course, but this is a great getaway, as you say, for Team Drogba, for Tara Pacheco. She's making that move away. Tom Schaap, for Rafa, having started, as you say, right on the outside, has done really well to be running in second place, and then Team Blue Rising in third at this stage. It is a surprise to see Westbrook at the back.
But now the strategy laps are going to be at play here. in first place, Tara Pacheco needs to take full advantage of that clear water and get as far away from the pack as she possibly can, because as those strategy laps come into play, like Blue Rising taking the long lap right now, and Westbrook, she needs to run as fast as possible, well, otherwise she could potentially be overtaken later on. Very smart, I think, for Westbrook and Blue Rising to take the long lap early on. It could potentially catapult them to the front later. And if you look, Lucas is gaining on Michelle, even on the long lap, so I think he has the speed. If they can utilize the strategy laps to make up for some of this issue with the start, I think we could see them make a last lap charge.
Anna, you've competed many times. You've competed here at Monaco as well. When you're following the other boat, that is always a bit of an issue getting into the bumpiness, isn't it?
Monaco is brutal because not only do you have to deal with the traffic and the conditions that the other boats cause, you also have to deal with the conditions that the Monaco area causes. The rollers here are very big, so no matter where you go, there is no clean water. Looks like Eric Stark has taken advantage of the short lap earlier on and gotten himself in front of Tom Schiap. This should give him some cleaner water than he was dealing with earlier, so hopefully that can help him out.
Yeah, but we are going to be keeping an eye on Blue Rising and Westbrook as well, having done that early long lap, as you said. Whether that's going to be an advantage or not, we will find out. And for now, it is still Drogba with Tara Pacheco, who is holding the lead of this.
It looks like Sierra's also opted to take their long lap now, so now Eric has both of the strategy laps out of the way. This is an interesting choice. It's good to get the long lap out of the way early, but taking the short lap early could bite them later on if the other pilots opt to take theirs. So I'm curious to see if he's able to keep that position and make it stick, or if he's going to slide backwards in the rankings.
So Lucas Ordonez for Westbrook still at the back at the moment and chasing after Michelle Olobidan for Team Blue Rising. And there's not much difference between, but it's clearly not easy to make the space up, is it?
Yeah, it does look like Team Rafa's having a pretty good run today. I think the water is a little bit flatter, which may be helping them out. Tom Schiap has not taken either of his strategy laps. I'm curious to see when they opt to take it. But Tom is looking pretty good right now. He's got a pretty solid gap on the pilots behind him. Tara has also already taken her short lap, which is interesting. They took it earlier on to try and give her a big gap, which she is going to need when she goes to take that long lap.
To Westbrook now taking the short lap. So is this going to help Lucas Ordonez? You can see he's working very hard. He's very experienced and normally delivers some great performances.
It was good because it got him out of the wash of Michelle Olobidan, who seems to have been kind of holding him up a little bit. So hopefully that works for them. I don't know if he's going to be able to catch Eric Stark. It's very difficult to catch up and make passes here on this particular racetrack, which is why the strategy laps are so important. But he is keeping pace with Eric, so that is good for them.
Yeah, he's quite close to Eric as well, as you say. So it could be a potential to get into third before the end. But what will be interesting is when Blue Rising, Michelle Olobidan, does the short lap, will she get back in front of Westbrook or not? That's very unpredictable at this stage, and we'll see how deep into the race she chooses to go for that short lap.
I think the conditions are also going to be in play here, because you can see the race birds are kind of starting to dip in between those swells, and that is going to allow some of these other pilots to catch up. So Team Rafa had a much bigger lead earlier, and now that the swells have picked up, it's really closed the gap. These race birds are all stacked on top of each other. Rafa is now taking the short lap. I think that's good because it's going to give him some breathing room from third, fourth, and fifth.
Yeah, that's interesting. And I have to say, just looking at the lap times, it does seem an advantage when you're out in front, you're not following others.
I think Tom Schiap is most likely going to opt for the long lap right now. He just took that short lap to get some breathing room, and I think if he doesn't take it now, I don't think he's going to have the gap that he needs to stay ahead of Eric Stark. So let's see if he opts to take the long lap now.
Eric Stark is still maintaining that gap over Team Westbrook of Lucas Ordonez. Ordonez has not really been able to close up. And actually, I'm quite impressed that Michelle Olobidan is close behind as well, and she's still got the short lap to do. So we could get quite a change in those last three places. It's a bit unpredictable at the moment.
It looks like Rafa actually did not take the long lap yet. So unfortunately, I think that is not, I don't think that was the way to go here. It looked like on that lap he had a bigger gap on Eric, and now Eric has closed that gap. So unfortunately, I think that when they take that long lap, they're going to fall back, and that is what our race predictor is showing us right now. So maybe he could find some pace here, but it's not looking good for them right now.
It's interesting that I hadn't realised Tom Schiap was looking in bad shape, having not done the long lap yet. But we shall wait and see how this is going. For Tara Pacheco, for Team Drogba, everything is definitely working well for her and having that advantage of being out in front. definitely gives you a bit of clearer water, and you're riding on board with Tara, who is working hard right now.
I think Tara's probably going to go for the long lap right now. She really needs to make sure that that is the most perfect long lap of her entire racing career. Otherwise, it could allow Eric Stark to catch up. I do also think Blue Rising taking the short lap right now. It looks like they may get ahead of Westbrook. Lucas really needs to have a good drive here, or else he is going to lose that position.
Absolutely. No, this is a tight battle. There's no doubt about it. For Westbrook, this is proving to be a big challenge. And there you are, looking across from Mashal Alabedan. They are still side by side.
Lucas just hit the boost.
Yeah.
He's trying so hard, but he's not going to have the line. He needs to get out ahead of Mashal, or there he goes. He's going to try and slam the door. Oh, things are looking tight.
Yeah, this is real racing going on between these two now, battling for what is fourth position. But Rafa now is pushed down, as you said, as you thought.
Lucas made it happen. He was able to push and just bully Michelle. It looked like Michelle may have made contact with that smart mark coming out of there, but that was Lucas being tough. We've talked about that all the time. Lucas does not let people push him around, and that was a great example. He activated his boost at the last possible second to try and get a nose out on Michelle, and then he just pushed her into that smart mark. She had nowhere to go, looking good. But at the end of the day, this race is all about Team Drogba.
Yeah.
Tara Pacheco struggled all season, and now she is going to be a group stage winner.
This is great stuff. She's done a very good job. Drogba win the race. They take the success in this one, but the gap behind is still close. It looks like Sierra finishing in a clear second place. Westbrook holding on to third from Team Blue Rising. And then at the back, it'll be Rafa with Tom Schatt. And of course, all of these pilots will then be handing over to their other pilots, and we will then be going into another race where it'll decide who gets into the finals.
I think it was really a testament to the changing conditions, because early on in the race, there were big gaps in between the race birds. And as we saw towards the end, they all stacked up and were very clustered. And I think that was because the conditions started to slow these guys down a little bit. So made for some very interesting racing, and those strategy laps were so pivotal in making that race happen.
And actually, Lucas Ordonez did a very good lap in that one, a 1:16.9, although Monaco did a 1:15.4. But that was a good lap by Lucas Ordonez, having a very difficult start, but very well done to Team Drogba. Look at the emotion.
Oh man, I'm sure Tara is very happy right now. That's not a sad cry. She's struggled all season. I do think being in that position before, she's probably struggled with wondering what she's going to do to help support the team, and that was it.
Well, very important for them, and an opportunity for us to hopefully try and catch up.
Hey Eric, Anna and TV here. That looked like a pretty good race for you. Can you speak to the conditions and how they compared to yesterday?
Yeah, well, I'm quite happy with the race. I'm in 2 places up, and I mean, I feel we can have a nice pace in the boat today. Water condition is, I mean, it's quite long between a little bit longer between the waves from yesterday, and maybe a little bit higher. So the conditions for me, I mean, it's still okay, but yeah, it was a nice race.
All right, good job, Eric. Hopefully you guys can make it into the final today. Thank you.
It will be, of course, the second race for this group when we do find out who gets in the final. But for Tara Pacheco, for Drogba to take the win, and she will therefore hand over to her other pilot, and the opportunity then for them to be able, with Michael Wilkinson, to get into the finals. It could make a big difference in the championship, because they are at the bottom of the championship. They've had a tough season so far, although they did get a point yesterday, but they are down in 10th place. They've got a chance to move up this weekend.
Based on the races that we've seen so far, I think that the gate position is going to be really critical in these conditions. I think getting a good start is really going to make it or break it, because as they're coming into these really big rollers, it's going to slow them down.
So Team Drogba taking the win in race 2, Group B, with Tara Pacheco doing a great job. Eric Stark second for Sierra. For Westbrook, it was a battle, but Lucas Ordonez did get third. Team Blue Rising with Mashallah Al-Bidan finished in 4th place, and Team Rafa sadly ending up down in 5th, although at one stage looked as though they were competitive. They're going to have the work to do when Chris Lazaraga takes over in the second race. You do not want to finish in 5th, because in the second race, that means you get put into the place race. So let's take a look at that start once again, Anna.
Yeah, I think that here, Tara Pacheco just had the best possible start, and although she wasn't in the first gate, being in the second gate is still a much shorter distance than the other two. And then I think here, boost strategy was everything. So you see Michelle taking the lead here on the boost, but then later on, Tara Pacheco, you could tell she got on the boost towards the end, and she pulled out ahead of everyone.
Yeah, how you use boost is crucial, isn't it? It makes such a difference. That was really interesting, I thought. And then once you get out in front, it's a big advantage because you've got some clearer water.
Absolutely. Especially here in Monaco, if you have the clean water, you have such a huge advantage because, as you can see behind, everyone is just fighting for their lives to try and stay, one, out of the prop wash, the turbulent water, and two, out of the rollers. There's really no good place to go. Here we have Westbrook and Eric Stark battling alongside each other. Westbrook had a tough time in the traffic, I think. They've spent a lot of time out front this season, and I think when they got sent to the back, it took them a little bit to remember how to drive back there.
Yeah, and eventually did make it work, but this was, you could see the tension. It was tough, but nonetheless, very, very well done for Drogba and for them managing to get through into the next race in a top spot. But then, of course, it's still got to be completed in the main race, as I say, when Michael Wilkinson will take over from Tara Pacheco.
I think we're getting ready to look at the battle here between Westbrook and Team Blue Rising. You know, I thought Michelle had this, and I think that Lucas was smart to get outside of all of the wash here, whereas Michelle stayed right behind who I believe is Eric Stark or maybe Team Rafa. You can see her, she's slowing down. The prop wash really slowed her down. But I think for me, I was kind of disappointed in Team Rafa's strategy here. I thought for a moment that Tom Schiapp was going to be able to take the short lap and have the distance that he needed on Eric Stark to maintain that position. And then they opted to wait and take the long lap later. And I kind of wonder if they had done it the other way, would they have done better?
Well, it's been a fascinating time, and for Tara Pacheco to take the victory and being congratulated by her team as she came back in, well done to her. And it's an opportunity for us now to go and have a quick word with Tara as Taylor is down there ready to chat.
This is really what it's all about. Team Drogba, you guys are sitting on the bottom of the ladder, but this emotion, this excitement to show that you can find that pace, get out there and get that win here at this group stage. What does that mean to you?
I mean, for me personally, it means a lot. There has been a lot of effort from a lot of people for me to get here and to prepare the boat as it's working now. It's just amazing, and having Micah beside me is just, I couldn't ask for a better teammate.
That's what it really is all about, right? Working as a team. Micah, you've been truly instrumental in really helping her get her bearings and just feel comfortable. We know she has the talent, so it's just finding that confidence, right?
It's super exciting to see Tara driving so well. You know, we've had a pretty rough few rounds and a few mistakes, but we always knew the talent's there. So we're just really excited that, well, yesterday in quali smashed it, and then today in the racing. I mean, that was fantastic. So no, we keep rolling. We're in good shape. Can't wait for the rest of the day.
I love the excitement that you feel. What are your next thoughts heading into this next round? Are you looking at competition, or are you just looking out there and doing your best?
We are here for fighting, so let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. I love that. Well, congratulations, guys. Great effort.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Well, wonderful result for them, no doubt about it. And we will see how Michael Wilkinson gets on with that same boat. He is usually very competitive, but he's delighted to see Tara really getting it together this weekend at Monaco, putting together that. So let's take a little bit look more into some of the live shot conditions. And what are your thoughts, Anna? I mean, you have said to me that Monaco can be one of the most challenging places.
After speaking with Eric Stark, who had just come off the racetrack earlier, he's saying that the conditions are the waves are further apart, but they are taller. So what that means is we're going to see a lot of these racebirds kind of dipping down into the backside of the rollers and then ramping up. And that can really cause a lot of instability, and it can really slow these guys down. So while it may be less of a bathtub, I think that those ramp jump moments like we saw on the start of lap 1 are really going to slow these guys down and be difficult to navigate. And I think that may have been what helped trip Westbrook up earlier, was Lucas has had a lot of clean water this season, and unfortunately due to that start, he did not have that in this last race.
Absolutely. So there is a lot to look forward to, and it's always unpredictable, as you say, to know exactly how it will be throughout the day with the surface, the amount of rolls that we get. But there is a lot of boats now that are getting ready for two more very crucial races coming up in the second part of group stages, because we will be switching over to the other pilots, and how they finish in those races will determine, can they make it straight to the finals or not? We will find out soon. And the team's just obviously making sure everything is working well as we get ready for the next race. It'll be race 3, Group A, so it'll be that first 5 teams that we saw competing, but now it will be with their other pilots who, as I say, will have that job of trying to deliver, and do not try and finish last, because if you finish last in this one, it is painful.
We've talked a lot about the wave conditions, but we haven't talked about one of the biggest challenges here, which is actually the cockpit conditions. You know, Monaco is very hot, and the cockpits can get over 100 degrees, and there is no cooling inside the cockpit. So a lot of the teams have come up with creative ways to try and cool the cockpit before the pilot gets in the boat, but then once they're in the boat and the cockpit hatch closes, they are cooking. And that is not fun when you're trying to focus on your race. So it's definitely unique to this particular location. I don't know that we have very many other race locations that are quite as hot as Monaco during this time of the year. And we heard some of the pilots talking about their little sneaky ways to stay cool. John Peters told us yesterday that he's filling his pants with ice, and good for him. I think that would definitely help quite a bit. So you see they've got umbrellas. There's some teams that are using leaf blowers, coolers, fans, whatever they can come up with. They have sunshades on the cockpit there to try and keep it cool for the pilot. You can see this engineer on the right actually has some kind of hose. I can imagine that's probably coming off of a cooler to try and keep the pilot cool before they head out for their race.
Yeah, I can certainly totally understand that when it's so warm out there. And as you say, this is one of the hottest of all to compete in. And the pilots now getting into their boats. So we've got Oban Duncan for Team Monaco. Sarah Mizia-Vaz will be competing for Aoki. Rihanna O'Meara Hunt for Miami. Sam Coleman will be out for Team Brady, and they've got a lot of work to do still from what they're doing. And Rusty Wyatt will be out for Team Alula in this next race. So we are looking forward to some very crucial races coming up in Monaco now, as the winner of the next race will go straight through to the final, but the loser will not make it to the finals at all. We have Team Alula starting out on the far distance. Team Brady, such a successful team, starting in 4th place with Sam Coleman. Miami starting from 3rd place. Team Aoki and in 2nd place, and it's Team Monaco that have been looking very dominant so far. So for Team Alula, Rusty Wyatt has got to use the experience.
I think if anybody could make that outside gate work, it's going to be Rusty Wyatt. And they clearly had a good start earlier, so if he could dial it back just a little bit to avoid a penalty, I think they could have an advantage here.
For Team Brady, currently 2nd in the championship, Sam Coleman will want to be doing better than 4th.
Sam did well in the rough conditions in Dubrovnik, so he may be able to make this work here. I'm hoping that what just happened to Emma earlier was just a fluke.
For Team Miami, it's going to be Rihanna O'Meara Hunt who has the work to do in this one.
If I were her, I would not want to be in that middle gate today. It's going to be definitely a sandwich position to try and climb out of, but maybe they can make it work.
And then we have Team Aoki. They took the win at Jeddah earlier this year. It's Sarah Mizia-Vaz who's competing.
Sarah had kind of a mixed bag yesterday. She had some very fast laps in qualifying, and then she struggled a little bit. So hopefully she's reeled it in and can help get the team to the finals.
And then on that top spot, once again, it's Team Monaco. Oban Duncan, she's got the job now, but both she and her pilot teammate have been putting in very impressive laps around here.
She's definitely going to be the one to watch in this race, I think.
So let's take a look once again at how they will take the race.
Looking at the previous race, I think the start was really critical. We saw some pilots fall off the foils in those big rollers, and I think you're going to need a big gap to get out in front. This corner ended up being one of the most challenging, as we saw the pilots kind of dogpile there in the rough conditions. And then over here on this side of the track, the short lap was where everyone was taking advantage and making a lot of passes. Again, they have to hit this very long straightaway where they're coming into a lot of rollers, and then they have to move fast through this long lap because those rollers are big and will slow them down.
All a little unpredictable. Team Brady heading out there with Sam Coleman, but let's just quickly head down and join Taylor.
These are probably my two favorite guys to kind of put together and get a little chat with. Lucas, Danny, the ultimate rivalry, but kind of like this little bromance you got going on. What are the race day vibes in a friendly way? Look at and they're hugging. What are the race day vibes you got going on?
No, I mean, for now, everything is okay. We're just starting the day. Today is a very important day. Now, race, it's very important because this can make you go to the final or be fighting to get to the final. But yeah, happy with the balance of the weekend.
What does Sarah need to do? Obviously, she's a strong competitor. We know she has the pace, but what does she need to do out there right now?
Win. No, right? No, I mean, if we want to go straight to finals, this race is the most important.
Yeah, you guys definitely have that. Lucas, you guys are running the fastest lap time. You're at the top right now. You've got the bullseye on your back, especially for teams like Danny and Sarah who are coming after you. Does that pressure hurt anything? Does it change your mindset at all?
No, not at all. It's very tough conditions for everyone. We just we're focused in this race to find a decent pace, but I made a mistake on the start. I apologize to my team because they did an amazing job, but I did a small mistake that put us last on the first corner. So I tried to recover P3, fastest lap of this heat. So happy with the performance, but in E1 the starts are really important, and now Sarah is in for this very important heat. She will do great, so hopefully we can get into the finals or into the race-off. So yeah, fingers crossed.
We've got Sarah and Sarah in the boat right now. What does this friendship look like? I know sometimes we joke about it's on race day, we're not friends, but after it's a good. Does being together kind of egg each other on? Do you motivate each other? Do you have fighting words? What does that relationship look like?
There's a little bit of everything, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we really like each other. We know since we are very, very young. We've shared many things together on and off track, and here, when we put the helmet on, I don't even know his name.
Exactly.
It's like,
we don't know who's driving. We don't want to know.
Just go.
Yeah, we just go. We just fight, elbows out, and it's crazy out there with these conditions. You cannot think on the others. You just think on keeping on foils and stay away from the buoys. I almost destroyed one. So yeah, it's really tough, but that's what is really cool in E1. The paddock, the atmosphere, inside, outside the racing, it's amazing. So yeah, that's what we love it, right?
Yeah, we love to be here, to be honest. We love to race here. We love the environment. We love the people, the sponsors, the teams, everything that's going on. And we've been here for 3 years already. And this championship is just super nice. We love it.
Wonderful. Thank you, gentlemen, for chatting with me. I'll leave you two to watch the race together. Keep your fists down by your sides. No fighting it out.
Thank you.
So we are now getting very ready for the start of race 3 Group A. This is a crucial race now, because if you win this race, you go direct to the finals. If you lose down in 5th place, you will not make it to the finals at all. Here we go then. They are starting to roll, and it's Team Monaco nearest us with that qualifying top position. It is Oben Duncan who is going to try and take the start, but it's a good start from Sarah Mazivaz as well for Aoki Racing Team. They cross the line, and still it looks like Oben Duncan's in good shape.
Looking pretty good. It doesn't look like we're going to see any jump starts here. I think Oben and Aoki are in a good position right now. I think, wow, Team Brady, late charge there from Sam Coleman. He's crossing over. This could be good for Team Brady, but he has to watch out for Aoki and Monaco, who are not going to want to give up that position. Oben is very aggressively moving around that race lap there. Is Oben going the wrong way?
Oh, yes.
I think Oben Duncan may have just taken a shortcut. This is not good for Team Monaco. They're going to get a huge penalty for that. Oh, no, this is not good for Team Monaco. Oben has just made a costly mistake.
Oh, no, that's so disappointing, because if that presumably, well,
They're going to get a huge penalty for that. I do not know what the penalty for that looks like because that's a huge advantage.
But if she ends up 5th, she won't get to the finals, and we won't get Monaco in the finals despite their incredible success. So what's happening behind is Sam Coleman has made this remarkable getaway, really impressive. So effectively, it looks like Team Brady are in top spot at the moment.
Looking good for Team Brady right now. All Oban Duncan can do is run for her life, hoping that whatever the penalty is going to be, that she may be able to outrun it. I do not know. We're waiting to hear from Race Control what that penalty looks like. But for now, it's looking very good for Sam Coleman and Team Brady. But Rusty Wyatt making a charge. He had a terrible start, but he is still moving his way through the pack. Things could turn out well for Team Alula if Rusty keeps up this charge.
Yeah, Team Alula on the outside there as you're looking at it, and battling well with Miami. Rihanna O'Meara Hunt just holding him off at the moment, but Rusty Wyatt, as you say, looking very, very competitive in 4th place at the moment. Down at the back now, we have Sara Messier-Vaz, Koyo Aoki.
So we have heard that Team Monaco is officially under investigation for this start issue, but Monaco is doing the right thing. They've already started taking penalty laps. So Monaco still may be able to salvage something from this if she just starts taking those penalty laps now.
Exactly. That is a long lap penalty for Team Monaco. You're absolutely right. So that is sensible because she still has a chance maybe to get in the top 4 places, which will at least give her a chance still to get to the finals. If she finishes last, she will not get to the finals. So, but as we know, she'll have to do another long lap. That brings her into 2nd place for the moment. You're riding on board with her. Oh my goodness, this is a tough one.
So we are hearing from the race director that she has to take 3 long lap penalties, 1 long lap for each buoy that she picked up here. So there she turned left way too early. The rest of the pilots continued on, and she took 1, 2, 3 smart marks too early and took a shortcut. So she has taken 1 long lap already. It's good that they went ahead and just went for that long lap. So we'll see what happens to Team Monaco here. But I think they're in a better position because they opted to take it right away and get 1 under their belt. So we'll see what happens with Team Monaco. But right now, Sam Coleman is commanding this race.
Yeah, but she's got to do 3 of them, so it is going to be very tough. And just to explain what she did, she took what she thought was the sort of normal line, but actually the Monaco, you do the long lap is your opening lap. That's what they determined that very early on in the regulations. You do the long lap is your opening lap, and then you do 1 long lap during the race itself. The rest of the time you do the shorter version, but she just went for that shorter version, which is what they were qualifying in yesterday.
Absolutely. I think, to be honest, I think what most likely happened was Sam Coleman was putting a ton of pressure on her. She was fighting for that inside spot, and when she saw that left turn, she just went for it, thinking that she had that spot. So very unfortunate for Team Monaco, but as of right now, they're still hanging on to it. She has 1 more long lap to do, and they're still in 3rd. So, you know, something good could happen here. They do have 1 short lap left, so we'll see what happens, but I'm sure the other teams are losing their minds right now that they took such a big shortcut and are still right now in contention to make it to the finals.
Well, we're going to see, because at the moment down in 5th place, it is Team Aoki with Sara Messier-Vaz, and she's not getting particularly close to Team Miami, but is she going to be ending up in a battle with Oban Duncan by the time Oban's done all the penalties that she's been given? Who is going to finish last in this race is still very unpredictable. We've got a long lap, another long lap penalty, as we know, for Oban Duncan. She's got to do another one yet. And in theory, she then has to do another one, does she? Another long lap, because you have to do 1 that's not a penalty.
Yeah, she has a total of 4 penalty laps, which is a lot of time added to this already very long racetrack, but they do still have a short lap left. I don't know how much that's going to be able to help them, but it could. But as of right now, I think the pilots to watch are going to be Sam Coleman and Rusty Wyatt. Rusty's looking very good right now, but he has yet to take the long lap. And also Sam Coleman has yet to take the long lap. But Rusty's hanging on to that short lap, and I think they've done this before where they've held on to the short lap till the last possible minute and used it to catapult themselves into a good position. So that's what I'm keeping my eye on for Alula, and then also for Aoki, who's also holding on to their short lap.
Oh, this is still all a bit unpredictable. For Team Brady, they've done a great job in this one because Sam Coleman has delivered extremely well to open up this lead. Yes, he's used the short lap already, but still the long lap to do. Unlike Oban Duncan, who's just doing long laps all the time at the moment. It's a real challenge for her, having made that error at the start. But for Team Brady, as we know, the double champions in E1 in the 2 years that we've enjoyed this competition, they are always back in place.
I think things are looking pretty good for Sam Coleman right now. Knock on wood, but I think that he's going to opt for the long lap on the next lap, and he has a lot of breathing room on Rusty Wyatt right now. What I am curious to see is Rusty going to follow Sam Coleman on that long lap and then try to use the short lap to get around him at the end?
So, Monaco have done 3 of the 4 long laps. Is she going to do it again? I presume she may well do. Let's just keep an eye on this, because being followed by Sara Mizia-Vaz.
I think we're going to see Sarah make a pass right now on Oban Duncan. She kind of bided her time behind Team Monaco, finally caught up to them because Oban's been taking all these long laps. I can tell you right now, Oban is probably very unhappy. I'm curious to see if this was something that came from her radio man. Did she get some bad instructions, or did she just accidentally make this mistake?
She still has the short lap to do, Oban Duncan, whereas Sara Mizia-Vaz has already done it. But whether she's going to be able to get out of that 5th place. Remember, 5th place means you don't get to the finals.
Interestingly enough, Rusty Wyatt has taken the short lap now, probably in a last-ditch effort to try and gain on Team Brady, but Sam Coleman's lead is so big right now. Rusty is really going to have to hustle if he hopes to catch Sam Coleman coming out of the... Actually, he can't. He hasn't taken his long lap yet. Rusty Wyatt really needs to move, or Team Miami might catch him.
Yeah, absolutely. So it is looking very good for Sam Coleman, for Team Brady, as he's on that long lap, and it looks at the result. The predictor's saying he will, but the predictor's also saying that Monaco will finish down in 5th position. So Alula going on the long lap now, Miami on the standard lap, and then we've got Aoki running in 4th place, and then behind them Monaco still running. So you're getting a bit of a contest at the back, but we are on the final lap now.
Yeah, I think the story with Team Miami's really been luck this year. They haven't really had the speed, but they've definitely been taking advantage of other people's mistakes, and we see that here with Team Monaco, where had Oban Duncan not made that mistake, I don't think that she would have been this far back, and it's given the opportunity to some of the other teams to make up for it.
So it is Team Brady. As ever, we've always seen them get themselves to the front. They are going to be direct to the finals. You win this race, you go direct to the finals. This is a superb achievement by Team Brady, by Sam Coleman. He takes the win. They are into the finals. That's what matters to them when they are second in the championship already. Miami finishing in 2nd place. They will go into race-off, where you still got a chance to go to the finals, but you might not if you don't quite get it right. Team Alula with Rusty Wyatt finishing in 3rd place, and it looks as though it is going to be Team Aoki. Here comes the short lap for Monaco, for Oban Duncan, having done all those penalty laps.
She's going to fight.
Can she do it? Can she get in front of Aoki? She might just make it.
She just needs to push. She can do it.
She has done it. Oh, that's a big story. Oban Duncan having to do all those long laps. She has made it into the race-off. Not into the finals yet, but she might well do later. Oh, that is incredible. Got to feel for Aoki, though, because now it's Team Aoki, Sara Mizia-Vaz, who will not be into the finals.
Yeah, definitely heartbreaking for Monaco. Interesting to see what they say later, but very, very exciting race for us here watching.
My goodness, that was a dramatic race. And to do that many long laps because of the penalty she had for taking the wrong lap at the start, I really didn't think she was going to be able to make it into the top 4, but she did just on that last lap with her short lap, as you say.
One of my engineers once said, no matter where you are, never stop pushing for the fastest lap, because as we just saw with Team Monaco, they still squeaked out a miracle at the end.
That was remarkable, really remarkable, but it was Team Brady, it was Sam Coleman who took the victory.
Hey Sam, it's Jet Girl here in TV, looking much better for Team Brady. Can you give us any insight on what changed between the race that we saw earlier with Emma and yours?
Yeah, hey Jet Girl. I don't think a lot changed. I just think we cleaned up our strategy a little bit. Obviously, get out front, you get to control the race as well. So we had a great start, and I was able to manage it from there. But felt like I had a bit of pace in the pocket the last couple of laps as well. So yeah, really proud of the team and proud of Emma's job.
Good work out there. Hopefully the rest of the day looks good for you guys as well.
Yeah, they are always so competitive, aren't they? And we will see how it all goes for them when we get into the next stage. Wonderful. Well, we've still got another big race coming up, of course, where we've got race 4 Group B, when the other 5 teams that are in the other group, so that's Drogba, Sierra, Westbrook, Rafa and Team Blue Rising, they will be fighting in the same way. Try to take the win to go direct to the final, like Team Brady have just done, or make sure you're not in 5th place, because if you're in 5th place, you'll get one more race, but it's called the place race, and the points on offer are very low because you're at the bottom end.
Yeah, I think the race I'm looking forward to now is going to be the race-off, knowing that Monaco is going to be there. I think it's going to be interesting. I can tell you right now, based on my experience with Oben, that she is very wound up after that race. I don't think she's going to want to talk to us afterwards, unfortunately, but maybe we'll hear from the team, get some insight on what happened. I do think that their decision to opt for that long lap as soon as possible, before the ruling was even made, is what saved them today.
Absolutely, yes. That was, I thought that was, you're right, that was a good idea that she went for the long laps straight away, because otherwise I don't think she would have been able to do all the long laps that they were given, were they?
You're right, I don't think she would have been able to. She would not have had enough laps to take all those long laps, most likely.
It was incredible how she managed to do all those long laps, 4 long laps. Everyone else did 1 long lap, and she still managed to finish in the top 4, not down in 5th place. But you got to feel for them, because it's been a tough one, and it is for Aoki Racing. I do feel for them, for Sada Mazivaz, who did not manage to make it through. I don't know quite what happened with them, because they had qualified very well. They actually were 2nd fastest in qualifying.
Yes, I'm not sure. I know that they've talked a lot about having issues with the boat, but it's very difficult when you have 2 pilots and you see one pilot doing very well and the other pilot struggling. It makes you wonder, is it really the boat, or do we just have a pilot that's having adaptability issues? So Danny Close looked very good earlier today.
Actually, he got the 2nd place. Sorry, they were a bit off. They weren't quite 2nd in the qualifying, but he got that 2nd place.
Absolutely. He was looking good earlier today, and then we had Sarah get in the boat, and she just really lacked the pace. So it makes me wonder, do we have a boat issue, or do we have an adaptability issue?
Yeah. Good question. It's a good question. It's always difficult to determine, isn't it, and to fully understand. But there are the boats all back, having had a dramatic race in that one. And let's just confirm those results. That was a big race. Team Brady coming through from not a great qualifying position, but to take the victory and direct to the final. Team Miami, Alula and Monaco, amazingly, having to do all those long laps because of the mistakes she made at the start. They will be going off into the race-off with a chance to get to the finals. But Team Aoki, they will not make it to the finals, because you finish 5th in this race, you go to the place race.
I think Monaco was the big shake-up here, and really disappointing for their team, but I think they still have a shot of making it out of the race-off based on the pace that they had earlier.
Yeah.
But it was to the advantage of some of the teams that have been struggling with pace to see Monaco get so many penalty laps.
Yeah, I agree. And to get that many penalty laps, but the penalties are to do with how many of those marks you go through, so we will see how that goes. Tough one, but let's go and join Team Monaco, as Taylor is now with them.
I'm going to step in here for a second. We've got some team discussion going on, but Monaco, I'm going to see if I can get a word with Max then. Max, can I speak with you for a minute? Oben seems a little bit upset. Obviously, she had that little mistake in the beginning, but it didn't seem to matter at the end. So emotions are high, as they should be on race day, but you guys are still moving forward and keeping that good momentum going.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, she missed the first buoy. I mean, I think she have a bit too much pressure. I mean, that's normal, it's our home race. I did well this morning. I give her a good line, but I mean, nothing, we're gonna still pushing. I mean, we could continue. I mean, we have a great pace, so we're getting there. So we're gonna push, and we'll see the next one.
All right, thank you for chatting with me, Max.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, it is dramatic for Team Monaco, having set the pace in qualifying. Let's take a look back at this, Anna.
This was tough, man. Oben was really looking good, and like I mentioned earlier, we've got Brady all the way in lane 4, and they really took advantage of their boost. You wait and wait and wait, and you could see all the other teams get on the boost and pull out ahead of them, and then I think Brady just waited until the last moment. They had a really good drive. They weren't falling off the foils, and that allowed them the opportunity to just move over. They put Miami in their wash, and here, Oben Duncan already going the wrong direction, unfortunately. I think that was just on her. We haven't heard if her radio man had anything to do it, but I imagine just the pressure, the excitement, she just forgot where she was going. It's tough out there when you're out in the lead and you're pushing for a win like that.
Yeah, and she just thought from qualifying, this is the first turn. In qualifying it was, but in the race, when you do your opening lap, you actually go out on the long lap, and it doesn't always happen at other events. This is something that happens at Monaco.
It's also tricky when you're all together like that because you don't have anybody to follow. So she just went the wrong way there, unfortunately, but really good drive from Aoki. So again, leads me to believe that Sarah may have been having some adaptability issues. The boat looks fast. And then Brady, again, incredible charge from late in the game there, and Sam took it all the way to the finish.
Yeah, that was strange, as you say, for Aoki, for Sarah Mizivas, because she had that pace early on, but then it sort of went away from her. She dropped back further and further. I don't know whether there was an issue.
I think more than anything, it was just getting into that carnage. Things were very rough out there, and if you're not hot on your settings, it can be very hard to navigate. And Sam Coleman is the guy that understands what the race bird needs, and that is why he was able to get out in front and put a big lead on everyone.
Yeah, Sam Coleman's experience is very, very impressive, of course. Seemed to his 16th weekend of this top level.
This was the drag race to the finish. Oban Duncan edging out Sarah Massur there. Like I said, I think Sarah's just having a hard time with the adaptability of the boat because the boat looks fast.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a boat issue. Danny Close looked very good earlier, so I think Sarah may just be having a bad day at the office. But Team Monaco, by the skin of their teeth, makes it into the race-off. Worst case scenario, turned out, I think maybe it'll be okay.
That was remarkable to do 4 long laps because of the penalty she had picked up and then still get 4th position. But for Team Brady, well done to Team Brady. They are straight through to the finals.
Oban probably did enough long laps that she technically did 2 whole laps more than everybody else.
Yes. Yeah, well, whatever. She made it work. I mean, she had the pace to do it remarkably. So we are going to be finding out soon who else is definitely going to directly to the finals, and also who will then be battling in the race-off to go into the finals, but also who will lose out and go to the place race. Plenty more to enjoy at this wonderful event at Monaco. Let's go back down and join Taylor.
Brianna, I think that happened to be your best performance out there in E1 so far. Team Miami, you guys are finding a little bit of struggle, but you didn't seem to be struggling out there. Tell me about it.
I mean, the team has worked countless hours to get this boat ready, and honestly, we have just showed that our hard work has just counted. I felt great in the boat. The team is so ecstatic, and we're going to go out and really try and win this thing at Monaco.
And you guys have quite the team. They're all standing right here. They're giving their best cheers for that performance. That was really excellent out there. And as we know, qualifying doesn't mean it all, right? When it comes time to race day, everybody gets serious and everybody gets down to business.
100%. We did so much study last night, and it's just proved that it's worked, so let's go do this.
All smiles from Team Miami.
Wonderful to hear from them, and Team Miami going through to the next stage. The difficulties here at Monaco, always, of course, trying to deal with how it is out there, always slightly different. Let's look into the whole world of the water conditions.
Water is unlike any other racetrack. Elements change minute by minute, lap by lap. Teams can test, but they can't fix their strategy, because ocean or river, anything can happen. And it does. So E1 pilots need to be the most intuitive and adaptable drivers in the world, or they'll go from hero to zero very quickly.
Oh, what is happening?
It's easier to drive fast in flat water conditions. Introduce waves and it becomes about survival and keeping the boat in one piece.
No! And a huge impact!
Wow, big off!
I've lost the bow!
And just as the plan comes together, conditions change again. This time, it's traffic. Another boat's wash, whether it's a race bird or a super yacht, can change the course and the strategy.
Give him some dirty water. Keep it nice and tight. Getting all messed up on behind you. Let's go.
Just look at the bouncing. So difficult. Oh.
Pilots will be forced to make split-second decisions.
That's impressive. They suddenly come right up together.
Risk going wide for clean water and speed, or stay close and ride the waves. While the track and conditions are always changing, one thing remains the same: the pilot's determination to guide their racebird across the finish line first.
Well, Anna, it's great to hear how you've explained all the challenges of this. And of course, today, it's always still unpredictable as to what we might see going on further.
I think based on the forecast and also based on what we saw yesterday, I think the water conditions are going to get worse as time goes on here. So we may see some pilots looking good now, but I think that could potentially get turned upside down later on today, Ben.
Well, let's find out. I know we were in qualifying yesterday. I was really surprised at times. We were only like 20 minutes away from the previous one, and it would suddenly change completely. And some of the teams were really struggling to cope with that.
It can really wreak havoc on the strategy because, like we saw earlier, Emma went out and was really struggling, and that could have been dependent upon the conditions. So sometimes that data and information that Emma collected from one race may be completely different for Sam Coleman later if the conditions change. So it really requires that the pilots be on their toes at all times and understand what the race bird needs to be successful.
Indeed. Well, we are looking forward to another key race coming up soon when we will see the teams of Drogba, Sierra Racing Club, Westbrook Racing, Team Blue Rising and Team Rafa will all be contesting for their run to try and get direct to the final or make sure they can get into the finals. We will find out.
My wife's birthday present, so.
And in the meantime, of course, teams are working hard.
So we just heard from the paddock here that Team Monaco is actually disqualified for that, unfortunately. So they are not going to be in the finals today. They will go straight to the place race. That's so unfortunate considering how hard Oben worked to squeak that out at the end. And to be honest with you, Ben, my guess is that came from some protests from the other teams.
Wow, that's interesting story. Okay, well, we'll be looking into that in a bit more detail soon as to find out exactly what has happened. But that is sad news if that is the case. Of course, it does pick things up for Aoki, but it does drop things for Monaco. We will find out a little bit more as we go through, and we will focus on this next race coming up very, very shortly and see how this all goes. Sierra Racing Club, it's Katie Munnings who will be taking this one out for this particular race, and we will see whether she can deliver what they need to be in the top 4, of course. And Eric Stark did finish second in the opening race, so she'll have a good qualifying position for this one.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what happens here. Looking at Team Sierra, they struggled with some technical issues earlier, so we'll see what they can do. To clarify, I apologize, they were not disqualified. They had a DNF, which means they did not finish. So interesting choice from race control to mark that as a DNF, because they did technically finish the race, but I get it. You know, when the other teams, especially like Aoki, did not finish behind the team that essentially cut half the track, they're looking for opportunities to try and get that advantage back. So very, very unfortunate for Team Monaco. I imagine there were probably some protests in mission control that led to that decision.
I think you're right. There must have been some arguments going on about that and taking the wrong line at the wrong first lap. We shall find out more, no doubt, as we go through this. But we are looking forward to another key race, as I say, as Team Blue Rising are getting ready too. So we're now looking forward to an absolutely crucial race. Race 4, Group B. Let's take a look at the grid lineup for this one. To win, to go through to the final, try not to lose, otherwise you won't be in the finals. Blue Rising starting from the outside with John Peters. Team Rafa with Chris Lazaraga in 4th place. Team Westbrook, and their team that is doing so well this year with Sarah Price. With Sierra, we've got Katie Munnings starting 2nd, but the pole position effectively is Team Drogba with Michael Wilkinson. So, Team Blue Rising got the work to do, and John Peters is always very talented here.
This guy is the self-proclaimed king of the start, so if anybody could make the outside gate work, I think John Peters might be one to watch.
So, yes, Team Blue Rising have delivered great stuff over the years. For Team Rafa, it is now Chris Lazaraga who's got to do the job.
We saw them struggle earlier. Tom had a shot, but I think their strategy kind of bit them in the end, so hopefully Chris can put something together here.
The Westbrook Racing team are doing so well in the championship at the moment, and it's Sarah Price who will be taking the start.
It sounds like Lucas may have made a mistake that put them in the back of the pack earlier, so hopefully with some clean water, we'll see them make a comeback in this race.
And for Sierra Racing Club, it's going to be Katie Money starting from 2nd position.
It's looking like a better day for Team Sierra so far. They had some technical issues earlier with a broken foil in qualifying, but today Eric Stark looked pretty good, so we'll see what Katie can do here.
And then the top qualifying position is crucial for Drogba because they are last in the championship at the moment.
If I was on the grid right now, I'd be very concerned that Michael Wilkinson is on the pole position right now. He is very fast, and if he gets a good start, he is going to be very hard to catch.
Yeah, and it could be a big bonus for them after a tough season so far. We shall see how that works. Let's take a look at the layout.
So looking at the track map, I don't think we're going to see anybody else make the unfortunate mistake that Team Monaco made earlier, because now they are hyper aware that they need to skip that first left turn and head all the way down to the end of the straight here to do the start. The two straightaways have been the most defining moment on the track here today and yesterday, because that is where all these racebirds are hitting the biggest rollers. We've seen a lot of passes there. We've seen a lot of people falling off the foils, and I think how they navigate those sectors is what's going to make the difference here today.
And just a reminder to everybody, Team Monaco have been given a DNF, a non-finish for that race that they did. They are now not making it into the finals. They will be going into the place race because of the error that was made at the start and the lap they took. So even though they did all those long laps, they have been given a non-finish.
We're looking at the starting grid right now, and interestingly enough, John Peters is all the way in the back of the box, which tells me he is going to take a huge running start at it, which if done successfully can get you a huge start, but you run the risk of jumping it as well. So we should see John take off pretty early here, hopefully soon, otherwise he may not make it. There he goes, he's taking off.
Here we go then, race 4 Group B, the crucial race to see who goes directly into the finals by winning and who loses out on the finals by finishing down in 5th place. Right from the outside, John Peters for Blue Rising trying to come in, but he's quite a long way off as the rest cross the line, and they're all very even.
He's got a pretty good drive, but I think falling off the foil really hurt him here. But we've got Westbrook in the middle here getting a good start so far. Looks like she's on the boost already, and Chris Lazaraga's hanging onto the boost. John Peters trying to cut underneath the entire grid. This is a good move if you're on the outside. So John Peters might be able to squeak in, but looking good for Team Drogba and Team CR Racing Club.
Yeah, so that pole position for Team Drogba, Michael Wilkinson, he's still got that inside line, hasn't he? So that's working well on board with Westbrook as trying to make up some of that lost time.
We've got Sarah Price going around the outside here, carrying a lot of speed. She might be able to get around Micah if she really holds it.
Oh, not quite, not quite. Michael Wilkinson just holds her off.
Cutting underneath him. Smart move from Sarah Price, getting that clean water. If she gets a good drive, she can stay with him and hopefully take advantage of that later with some of these strategy laps. But tough run for John Peters. I think some of his start luck may have run out, but Christina Lazaraga still hanging on back there.
Yeah, so John Peters is at the back now with Blue Rising and is battling with Chris Lazaraga for Team Rafa because they are down at the back. Drogba, Michael Wilkinson, always, when you can get out in front, that is such an advantage.
Sarah Price taking the short lap on the first lap. I don't think you can do that. Unfortunately, Ben, you cannot do that on the first lap. Sarah Price is going to face a penalty for that.
That's interesting. My goodness, if that's the case, if you can't take a short lap on the opening lap, that could hurt. And she's obviously in conversation with her team right now about that. And you're a racer, Anna, you know this inside out. So
this is not the first time this weekend that I've seen one of the teams go left on the starting lap. I don't know if maybe there's an issue with the vision there, where we saw Brady do that twice earlier. So unfortunately, Team Westbrook is going to have to take 2 long laps this race. She is really going to need to move if she wants to make this happen. But I am curious, if you think about it, that was the reverse of what Team Monaco did earlier. So is that going to translate into a DNF as well?
Oh, it's a good question, isn't it?
Lucas Ordonez not happy.
Oh, it's just a strange day that everybody seems to be getting lost by rules a little bit. We've just been shown it's a 1 long lap penalty at the moment for that team, for Team Westbrook. And as you said, they then have to do another long lap. But we did see with Monaco that you can get away with that if you've got the pace.
I will say that, taking the short lap is less of an advantage than taking that first left turn instead of the start, because the start goes so much further out then. So maybe it will just be a long lap penalty, but I can tell you right now, those teams behind Sarah Price are probably filing protests.
Oh, this is interesting, but out in front it is still Drogba with Michael Wilkinson. Drogba, that team that desperately needs to score well this weekend after having a tough season so far, in great shape because Michael Wilkinson is controlling this race right now. Katie Munning's running in second.
One thing I have noticed, John Peters has already taken his long lap. He's not terribly far behind the pack, and he's still hanging on to his short lap. We have seen him in the past do this and slingshot his way up into second or first. So if he has the pace today, he may be able to do that as these other pilots have to take their long lap.
Interestingly, both Michael Wilkinson for Drogba and Katie Munnings for Sierra have taken the short lap. There is still quite a big gap between them, interestingly.
This may also play to the benefit of Team Rafa, who are in need of a miracle. This disadvantage for Team Westbrook may allow them to have a better day here today, as they're clearly still struggling with the boat.
Yeah, so Sarah Price doing that second. Oh, and it looks like they've got to do 4 again.
I think we're going to see a drag race here with TBR and Westbrook as Sarah comes out of the long lap. 3 penalty laps total for Team Westbrook is what we're hearing. Like I said earlier, that was too big of an advantage. It was very similar to what happened to Monaco.
And will she be, as like Monaco, will she be given a non-finish? Westbrook, look, penalties and a DNF. That has been listed on our screens. They are getting a non-finish, so Westbrook.
Really incredible that they managed to make almost the exact same mistake as Team Monaco earlier, just on the opposite side of the track. Very unfortunate for Team Westbrook.
The championship leaders that have won the last 2 events.
They're going to the place race.
They're going to the place race. They will not score well this weekend. It gives Team Brady a big chance to take the championship lead.
This has completely turned everything upside down. I thought it was going to be the conditions, and Ben, it looks like rider error.
There you are, seeing confirmation from race control. 3 long lap penalties, but DNF for missing the marks. And that is so difficult, so painful for Sarah Price, when she has delivered beautifully with her teammate throughout the course of this season, for them to be leading the championship. And she's still working. She's still seeing what she can get out of this.
The gap between Westbrook and Brady is not very big, and the fact that they're going to the place race means they are going to have to fight to scrap as many points as possible to try and maintain that lead. And unless something happens to Team Brady today and they have issues in the finals, this could potentially be a championship change.
And maybe the fastest lap point. You do get 1 point for fastest lap, so it's worth pushing, isn't it? Because
absolutely.
If you can get the fastest lap, you can get it through various races. It doesn't have to be in the final.
Like I said earlier, even when you are struggling, you should always be pushing for the next lap to be the fast lap, because anything could happen. You could get that fast lap point, something could happen to somebody else. You never know what's going to happen. But right now, reeling things back in, Team Drogba still in the lead, still has to take their long lap, but looking pretty good with a solid gap on second place. Katie Munnings on the Team Sierra Racing Club, she still has to take her long lap as well. So as it stands, Michael Wilkinson looking very good.
Yeah, and what a championship turnaround this could all be, ultimately going through to the end. I mean, the fact that Drogba at the bottom of the championship are winning races here, and Westbrook at the top of the championship are going to be down in the place race later on, face off, but we will see how that all goes. At the moment, let's keep an eye on this race for Team Rafa, a chance to get through at least into the race off and then maybe get into the finals here. Team
Rafa has just opted to take their long lap. We just saw them on the exit. If she can hold that position in front of John Peters, she may be able to stay in the 3rd place, which would be a good pickup, because I do believe earlier that Tom Schiapp finished last.
Yeah, so they've had ups and downs all the way through this season, Team Rafa. This may be a better one for them. We shall see how this works. We are on to the final lap. It is looking good for Michael Wilkinson, for Drogba, controlling the race so much, but going on to the long lap now, is leaving it until the end.
We've got John Peters also needs to take a short lap. I do believe he's going to take it right now and try to get back in front of Chris Lazaraga for 3rd place. If John Peters has a good drive coming out of this exit, I think he might be able to make the pass.
Okay, so that could be interesting indeed. You're on board with John Peters right now, so let's see how this works out.
I think this drag race here is going to have a lot to do with who has some boost left. It looked like it was Christina Lazaraga. She cut in hard on John Peters and was not going to let him. Really interesting, she cut over kind of early, and looks like John might be taking advantage of that.
He may still be able to take advantage, but in the top 4, which is the crucial part, because that will take him into the race off.
And he was really hugging her side there, trying to keep the gap as close as possible, but it looks like she was able to close the door on him. But right now, looking at the final lap, Michael Wilkinson is almost lapping Team Westbrook.
Yeah.
He is going to take the win right now.
This
in
is
just a moment.
This is amazing, isn't it? This is a real achievement for such a big win for Team Drogba when they've been struggling this year. Michael Wilkinson takes the win, and he goes straight through to the finals.
Everybody has been watching Westbrook and Team Brady because Drogba's so far back in the championship points, but here they are, winning both races, headed to the finals.
And we've still got the battles going on between Rafa and Blue Rising. So Sierra taking second place. There goes Katie Munning. She finishes in second. She goes into, well, the team goes into the race-off. It'll be her other pilot who will do the race-off. They will try and get to the finals. But a battle for third and fourth also close. Chris Lazaraga's going to take third for Rafa. John Peters takes fourth for Blue Rising. That does get them into the race-off. But the one that will not be going into the race-off, will not make it into the finals, will be the championship leaders. Westbrook, after an error from Sarah Price, taking the short lap too early on in this race, and that is going to be a tough one.
And she's definitely trying to hold it together. I feel for both her and Oben. That is really devastating when something like that happens, and it feels like the world is on your shoulders because you know that you are responsible for your team getting knocked out. So very tough position to be in, but they still have a lead. Anything could happen at this point. If something happens to Team Brady later on, they could still maintain that championship lead.
Absolutely, it could all change around. We cannot predict for some of the other teams that are going to be coming up through as well. Will be a chance to score points. But what a turnaround we're seeing this weekend, and it is totally unpredictable as we will go through into the other races that are still to come. But it is Drogba that have taken the victory in this one, so going straight to the finals with Team Brady. Those are the two teams that go direct. Everyone else has to fight it in the race-off, don't they? And except for the two that have ended up down at the bottom, and that is amazing that Monaco and Westbrook, two of the fastest teams here this weekend, they're going to be down in the place race. Wow, this is going to be a tough one, and we've got a chance to find out.
Hi Chris, it's Anna and TV. You guys have really turned things around today. Did you make some boat changes, or did you just find speed on the track?
Hi Anna, by the way, hello, long time. Well, nothing changed. I think we are just fighting. And that's it, because nothing changed. The boat is still the same, we have the same issues, but we are doing, the team is doing a great job with the strategy, and I think that we are trying to take that force out, that strength out of nowhere, I don't know where. So, well, step by step, this means nothing, but of course it's a great result regarding the situation that we have right now.
Well, good job. You guys are definitely making the most out of the troubles that you're having with the boat, so we'll see you later on today.
Well, let's see how that goes for them later on. Actually, our both the race-off and the place race, even though place race does not score many points, it's going to be one of the most fascinating races, I think, because we've got some of the fastest teams with their other pilots, because the pilots that have done this session in that final race have missed out making mistakes, and to see Monaco versus Westbrook in the place race, that could be very close.
And I think we're really going to see angry Lucas come out in the place race, because they need to win the place race to get as many points as possible. And as nice as it would be to see Monaco have a shred of success here, I think Lucas is going to come out swinging, because if they don't maximize the points in that place race, they could potentially lose the championship lead. Yeah,
you can get 9 points for winning the place race, but remember, you can get 38 points for winning the final. So it is a big difference. So here we are with the result of that one. Team Drogba, Michael Wilkinson taking the win in race 4 Group B, with Sierra in second place with Katie Munnings. Third place for Rafa, Chris Lazaraga. Team Blue Rising getting there with John Peters. It'll be Mashal Alabedan who will be doing the race off. But Team Westbrook, the championship leaders, they will be definitely in the place race, as you say, to try and just score some points. Can they keep the lead in the championship? So let's take a look back at the start, and it wasn't at the very beginning that we saw the error from Team Westbrook.
Surprisingly, pretty good start from Cristina Lazaraga here. You know, I know they've been struggling with the boat, but it doesn't look terrible. All 4 boats on the inside had a really good start. I think John Peters' strategy of starting behind did not pan out here, but this was looking really good. But I don't understand here why Sarah Price opted to go left when all the other boats were going right. I think here we just had, for lack of a better word, a brain fart, and unfortunately it has really ruined their races here today.
Yeah, this was the turn into that short version, and it just wasn't right, because as you said, that wasn't part of the rules.
There's the reaction from Lucas. He can't even believe it.
The opening lap is a determined session you have to do.
Absolutely. The opening lap is the only time that you cannot do the strategy laps, and that rule has never changed, so very shocking to see.
Yeah, so I'm an experienced racer as well, so that is a little bit disappointing. So We shall see. We're going to find out more. Let's go down now and join Taylor.
Well, I am so pleased to be back here talking to Team Drogba. Micah, what a lap that was. There's been a bit of a drama with a little bit of DNFs going on, but you guys just stuck to your game, stuck to your laps, and got it done.
Yeah, I saw it all flicking up on my dashboard there, but super glad just to have a really clean race and just get us through to a final. It's the first final of the year for us, so we're super excited. Tara got us in great shape, put me on pole, which made my life so much easier, and no, we're stoked.
Well, really quick, you guys do miss that one race. You get a little bit of break, which is obviously super helpful here in this heat. You can kind of relax, refresh. What's your goal? What's your strategy heading into this last round here?
Well, again, I'll try to give Micah the best position, and I hope this is the best in Geneva.
Great
for
job.
you to know.
Thanks, brother. Nailed it.
Well, teamwork seems to be what's making it happen here, so I can't wait to see what you guys have to offer come final. Congratulations.
Bring it on. Thanks, Taylor.
So we have had some dramatic racing here already. The next event that we will be enjoying is the race-off, the place race with Westbrook and Monaco. They'll be competing, and then we'll be into the finals where we know Drogba are already there with Team Brady, and we'll be finding out the other 4 teams that will be joining them soon.
Stereo English full mix.